This is K2's Good Morning Wyoming.
Welcome back. We're joined now by Evan Brande with Handel IT, and that's the IT company based out of Laramie here. And this is all part of our technology segment. We're going to be talking about corporate culture in a minute, but can you give us some background on your company?
Sure. Started Handel 10 years ago. We just had our 10th anniversary, and more or less by accident, I fell into the field of originally juvenile justice, and since then we've become really a national market leader in software for juvenile justice agencies. Just like large corporations use people's software, other products to track their operation, these agencies use our software to track their youth that they serve.
Now, I was taking a look at some video that you had sent, and you talk a lot of, everybody that was in this video was talking a lot about the corporate culture that goes on at Handel that makes it so successful because you guys actually have fun.
Right. I mean, when I started Handel, I realized that we are competing with large corporations out of Silicon Valley. You know, at the time, there really were no IT companies in Wyoming to speak of. And we realized that Wyoming offered two great resources. We have high-speed bandwidth, and we have smart people who really don't want to leave the state. And so those were really all the two ingredients I needed to realize that this is a great place to run a software company. And I had been working for another software company here previously to that, Aspen Tree Software, and had just been bought out and moved to Boulder. Their mistake, our gain here for the state of Wyoming. So I started this company, and here 10 years later, I was just going to be a sole operation, and now we have about 25 employees. So still a small, very small company, but you know, in Laramie, 25 is a fairly sizable company.
So what are some of the things that you're doing at Handel that maybe other companies can learn from?
Well, we have a very casual culture. You know, I don't get to wear a suit and tie very often like I am today. Because we hire so many programmers, we entice, we try to invent a lifestyle for them so that they don't necessarily have to go home. You know, we have Xboxes. We have the ability to they watch movies while they work, believe it or not. You know, sometimes while we don't encourage people to work 50, 60 hours a week, there's sometimes they have tight deadlines they have to meet. And occasionally I'll come into the office on a Friday night and see a group of programmers sit around a table and they eat pizza and drink, you know, Mountain Dew or whatever, and they watch a movie while they're working. And so we allow for a lot of that. We give employees a budget to buy their own computer for home computer use. We sponsor broadband internet at home so that they can work at home. We do luncheons that are paid for by the company. We have lots and lots of different corporate events, social events, family picnics, our annual customer retreat, which we move around the state. Actually, this year's going to be out of state for the first time in Santa Fe. We do, you know, this Christmas we had a Christmas shopping spree. Everybody got to go and spend their money in downtown Laramie. So we just do a lot of other things. We're not a traditional 9-to-5 come to the office type of company.
And that's fine, but I'm sure a lot of people at home are wondering, how exactly does sitting around eating pizza and watching a movie equate to productivity at the workplace? And
I ask myself the same question many times. But the reality is that you know, I need to learn. I'm going to be, believe it or not, 40 next week, and I'm kind of scared.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. But we are hiring a different generation now. You know, the average age of the employees at Handel is about 25. And so I need to learn that these people work differently than I do. I couldn't be productive by watching a movie. But a lot of these younger programmers, they thrive when they can multitask. And they can have some science fiction movie going on screen while they're programming. Somehow that stimulates their brain and they're being productive. Now, it doesn't work for everybody. Obviously, people in marketing and sales, they don't watch movies while they work.
Isn't that interesting, though? Because you're right. The generations that are coming up now and that will be entering the workplace and the younger generation that's in the workplace, I mean, they run around with their iPod with them all the time, and they can be absolutely productive.
Absolutely.
I mean, Adam Bierman in the morning has his music blaring while he's getting the weathercast ready. And for him, it works.
Yeah.
So I guess there's something that we can learn from that.
They just need a different management style, and that's what we have to learn, that they need to be managed differently and different incentives than perhaps we had 20 years ago when we were starting out, or I was starting out. So that's something we really cater to at Handel.
So are there any other tips maybe that you would offer employers and people at the workplace just so that they can get along and be more productive, but also maybe try something a little outside of the box that they may have never thought about before?
I think it's just important to come up with exciting incentives, and we came up with them simply by asking employees all the time. We're always asking, what can we do better? What are we missing here? What are the other companies doing? Because we are competing with other employers in Laramie, and,
right.
and there are starting to become a lot of IT companies in Laramie. And so we have to be, you know, the Google in Laramie. We have to offer the best place to work, bar none. And so my recommendation to other employers is to look for basically that, you know, be creative. Look at what other companies are doing, like Google, and be just really creative and offer the best incentives possible.
Well, and that's something interesting too, because work, you know, really shouldn't just be about being a work drone. If you go to work every day and you enjoy yourself and you like the people that you work with, you are going to be a lot more productive.
Right.
I mean, studies show that.
I've always believed, since day one of starting in this industry, that if you do what you love, in my case that's computers and software, then it's not work. You're going to be working on your hobby. And that's how I always approached Handel, from building it up from a one-man operation to what it is today, is make it seem like this is what you want to do for a living, and this is my life, and I love going to work every day.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Evan, for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Jennifer.
We'll be right back.